Peter Murimi. So you're a multi-award-winning Kenyan TV documentary director and producer. So we'd like you to, we'd basically like to welcome you to RIME Entertainment Showcase, the BFI LFF special. Thank you so much for taking the time out today.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. First of all, congratulations on the debut of this powerful documentary.
Amazing.
How do you feel about it?
It's been a long journey, like 5 years of filming, and then on top of that, editing 2 years. And for Samuel's family, and for us, the team that were making the team, like it's really nice and an honor to actually bring this out to the world, and hopefully add value, like people can understand what's happening in Kenya, especially with LGBT rights, and also give a lot of insights as well to what life really is like.
Yeah. It was captured beautifully. When we watched the documentary, it was just so powerful, and you've done a fabulous job, so well done.
Thank you.
Okay. So in terms of the story behind Sam and Alex as well, what compelled you to produce and direct this documentary?
So I had a personal motivation, especially in Kenya. Like there's rarely a documentary about someone like Samuel, who is poor, who is gay, and also very religious, and also to get that intimate family dynamic. Because someone who I'm really close to was having exactly the same struggle Samuel was going through with the family. So, and at the time I was like, being a filmmaker, I say like a film would be very useful to families. You know, like I need a film that any father could relate to, or any brother, any sister could relate to. So that was my motivation. And when I met Samuel, he was like, when I was young, I didn't know a grown-up who was gay, because most of them were in the closet. And he just said it was very important for him to be part of this film. If anything, for the younger generation coming behind him, at least there is an example. You can say, I'm not alone. And that is my motivation and his motivation.
Beautiful. Yeah, definitely. I loved the way that you captured the family dynamics. It wasn't just about the struggles that they went through. You also captured the fun times that they had in terms of the family connection and also the friendship. How important was it for you to be able to capture that balance in your documentary?
Yeah, so especially in Kenya, like people tend to look at gay people like in very one dimension. And what they forget, like it's like all of us, we have like very different things going on in our lives, in our family relationship, in our life, in our jobs, in our friendships. So I found it like it was really important to be very three-dimensional with Samuel and Alex, because in there it doesn't matter if you're gay, you're straight, you're a man, you're a woman, you're a child, you're an old man. There's something there that you'll connect to. Yeah. So that was the intention of just trying to make him as we can get the full sense of him.
Yeah. What was it like when you were being part of that? So of course, you know, you're filming the documentary, but being in that environment with the family, with Sam and Alex and his friends, what was that like for yourself?
So, and I tried to do this as well. Like first of all, if I am to do justice to the film, like my relationship with Samuel and Alex has to be genuine and real. So because of that, you could say you get the more genuine, like the curtains get open. So like what is important was first of all to create that friendship and trust. And once that happens, it was very fulfilling experience for them and for me. And hopefully now for the world, they'll get to see, get let into a bubble and learn more and appreciate their lives.
Yeah,
That's great.
beautiful.
There were some scenes which were very traumatic, especially toward at the beginning of the film, seeing his friend getting beaten up by the public. How was that for the crew as well as yourself in terms of actually filming that emotionally as well to deal with that?
It was very difficult because it's somebody I knew, and it was Samuel's very good friend. So it was very traumatic event for all of us. And there was a huge debate, even whether we should share it with the world or not. But it came down to, like, because as I said, this film has a lot of resilience, has a lot of, it's very positive in a way. And we thought it is very good to balance it, because also it's a very tightrope balancing act. Like one wrong turn and things could end up really horribly for any gay man in Kenya. We thought it was so important to show, like, it's not all okay. It can get really bad.
And I think that was captured really well, because again, as you mentioned earlier, in terms of the balance of showing the unity that they have and the connection that they have in terms of the friendship, as well as you know,
Beautiful.
being in the relationship and with their family. I think you captured both sides of that really well.
It was definitely a really powerful documentary throughout the whole thing. Every single part, you know, watching it, we felt we could, you know, almost resonate with the feelings as well, because especially the family sort of oriented aspect of it, and then the friends coming together, it was really, really well done. So again, thank you so much for creating this documentary. I know it must have been it's a difficult one to do, and you've really done it, so you've done it justice.
Oh, thank you.
In regards to the parents, how was that in terms of that relationship? And I mean, did you build that trust for them to come, you know, to speak in front of the camera and to be quite open with you, or was that quite difficult to bring that trust level, obviously with an older generation?
No, as actually there's that, we have a saying in Kenya, like time is the best medicine for anything. Because it took over 5 years. Like initially, there were, and also partly when I started filming, I think the father suspected Samuel was gay, but he didn't have the proof, especially who Alex really was. And he found out about Alex during the filming. And when he fell out with Samuel, he also fell out with me. So it's a relationship that I had to rebuild again. The way like Samuel had to rebuild it, I had to rebuild also my relationship with father. So, but it's, even now, it's a relationship that he calls me his son, and he's really likes that the film is done. Saying like many families, like fathers like him, need to see this so that they can learn from his experience.
Yeah. And I think as well, you know, for the whole world to see this, because there's so many other cultures, again, from either poorer backgrounds or even some affluent backgrounds, that they need to learn from this, because that change of that transition that built where, you know, again, he embraced his son again and was able to move on with the documentary was a key moment in that, which was, again, it's a lesson for everyone to learn from, and it was a really good one.
Yeah, and just to add on that, like, the also really important thing I think in this film is sometimes in terms of, I don't know what to call it, like acceptance. Like some in African culture, sometimes it's the actions and not the words. You're not going to sit across the table with your parents and like, okay, Dad, thank you for accepting me for who I am. But he accepted him, but in his own terms. It's like, you can come to my house, you can sleep in the same room with Alex, but we're not talking about it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's it was important in the film to show also in an African context what acceptance looks like.
And that was definitely shown towards the end when, you know, the mother invited him to come over, and he actually, I mean, I think what was surprising for me is that he actually came with Alex. You know, normally I guess we would think, okay, go on your own just to almost test the waters. But Alex going, was that quite difficult to film in terms of, you know, after, you know, the father had realized the truth, for Alex to come into the family dynamics? Was that quite difficult scene to film?
So I must say, like, that visit, like the trip there, everybody was very tense, didn't know how would react. But what happens, which is not in the film, like the mother had assured Samuel, even separately from me, like made another call, like, you just come, everything is fine. And that is something, I guess it was subtle, it was very subtle in the film, but basically it's the mom who said, like, my son is coming back. And I don't know what, as a couple, they talked about or how they sorted it. But the mother just said, like, this is not on, I want my son back. And the father got into the program in a sense. So it also shows like a very strong woman who is basically asserting her role into the family. So it was very subtle, but that's what happened. The mother is the one who drove that agenda of someone coming back.
It's beautiful. Definitely. So where can our viewers find out more about I Am Samuel?
Oh yeah, so we have we're on social media. It's Twitter at I Am Samuel, and then we're on Facebook, the same at I Am Samuel. But also we have a website, watchiamsamuel.com. And you can see all the upcoming festivals. You can see articles that are the publications about the film, and also you can get updates from the team and the characters on our website.
So in terms of, maybe you've got some upcoming projects, and you know, what have you got anything that is upcoming or in the pipeline for yourself?
Now I'm in development stage. So at the moment I'm just scared to say about it. You never know how it will go. But the thing is, as it's always been in me, like I always sort of like give voice to the voiceless, and especially the overlooked. So it's very important for me, like, to keep on. Sometimes as society we just tend to overlook the minorities, or overlook people who are, especially in Kenya with the strong class system, people who are the issues of the poor. So I will keep on doing that, and hopefully just recording it for future. And hopefully also it helps create a constructive environment for debate.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you for taking the time out to speak to us today about this, again, amazing documentary. We loved it, and I'm sure the public will embrace it. And as you said, it will open their eyes to see what life is really like in terms of this situation that's happening over there.
Thank you again, and congratulations once again. You've done an amazing, superb job.
No, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the kind words.